like the one that we saw in the Harry Potter clip, this is how it basically works, right? You're basically fooling the eye by bending light around an object, much like water that flows really around a pebble. But what we're talking about now is a space-time cloak that goes beyond that, as far as I understand it. So how do you make entire events invisible?
Okay, first of all, great. It's great. This is great. This is fabulous. Thank you for having me. But let me point out that the Harry Potter cloak is not real.
It's not?
Okay, you with me? Yeah, that's not really a thing. So anyway, here's the idea. And you might have seen this on a James Bond movie. And I can tell you that they've experimented with it on fighter planes, where you would have an object, let's say a New York City taxi cab, and you would have some fiber optic material. This is the old way. Okay, you would have a piece of fiber, and then you have a bright light, and you would shine it on the wall. It would hit the fiber, and then coming out the end of the fiber would be this very same color. Would be there, the bright white would come out the end of the fiber. Okay, that's the old way. If you have many, many fibers running around your device, the thing you want to hide, your taxi cab, then okay, then you can pull it off. But here's the idea. These physicists have come up with a material that would not be just fiber optic. Instead, it would have so-called metamaterial. This would be meta molecules, the next level of molecule. And they would control not only the speed that, not only the light going through the material, they would control the speed of it. Now, we control the speed of light all the time. When you have a pair of eyeglasses or a magnifying glass, you are slowing the light down in the glass. And because the glass, in this case, is curved, the light comes out at different times on the other side of the glass. Well, suppose you could do that without curving the glass and without having an enormous magnifier or whatever you call it in front of your taxi cab. Instead, you'd make the cab out of the very material. And then you would not only control when the direction of the light, but when it came out.
So if I'm understanding this correctly, I mean, you're the science guy, so bear with me here for just a minute, but this creates some type of a gap in the light, and then this creates this sort of a blind spot in time? Is that how? Well,
in time, yeah. You would control when it came out of the fiber, when it came out of the other side of the fighter plane or the taxi cab or whatever it is you're trying to hide.
So how long does something like this last? I mean, how long does the cloak last that you could have this gap in time?
Right now, in the articles that I read about this, they're talking about things theoretically on a nanosecond, a billionth of a second. But wait, there's a little bit more, or if you will, a little bit less. They're talking about a tenth of that. So it would be a tenth or a hundredth of a nanosecond. So it sounds like an insignificant thing. Like, who cares? You can't even see it. Considerably less than the blink of an eye. Well, but the application of this may not be hiding taxi cabs or young magicians or Star Trek opposing starships. Instead, it would be controlling the speed of information in a computer. So you would be able to have the computer do two things at once. You would have a clock running that was doing something, and then you'd send the information off on another path, slow it down, control it, mess around with it, then have it rejoin the original signal at the appropriate time. And you would do this on the scale